Stop me if you've heard this before. Just be more disciplined. Just push through. Just do it. BS. Here's what they don't tell you. Your brain is literally wired to resist effort. It's a survival mechanism. Every time you try to willpower your way through something, you're fighting millions of years of evolution. But here's the beautiful part. You can hack this system. You can trick your brain into thinking hard work is easy. And once you understand the psychology behind it, discipline becomes automatic. This is the Anti Willpower Method. And it's based on how your brain actually works, not how motivational speakers think it should work. Part 1. Why willpower is a lie. Picture this. It's Monday morning. You wake up fired up. Today's the day I change my life. You meal prep, hit the gym, work on your side project, answer every email. You're unstoppable. Tuesday? Still good. A bit tired, but you push through. Wednesday? You're dragging. You skip the gym, order takeout. Thursday? You've given up completely. What happened? Did you suddenly become lazy, weak, undisciplined? No. You ran out of willpower. Here's the science. In the late 1990s, psychologist Roy Baumeister conducted a famous experiment. He put people in a room with fresh-baked cookies and radishes. One group could eat cookies. The other group could only eat radishes. Then he gave them an impossible puzzle to solve. The radish group gave up way faster. Why? Because resisting those cookies depleted their willpower. By the time they got to the puzzle, they had nothing left. This is called ego depletion. Willpower isn't some infinite well you can draw from. It's a tank. And every decision, every temptation you resist, every hard thing you do drains that tank. By the end of the day, your tank is empty. That's why you scroll TikTok instead of working on your goals. That's why you break your diet at night. That's why you can't get yourself to do the thing you promised you'd do. Your brain is tired, and a tired brain always chooses the path of least resistance. So if willpower fails, what's the solution? Stop relying on it. Part 2. The psychological loophole, the 2-minute threshold. Your brain has a built-in defense system. It's designed to protect you from wasting energy. Whenever you think about doing something hard, working out, studying, writing, your brain calculates the activation energy required. How much effort will this take? If the answer is a lot, your brain throws up resistance. Suddenly, you feel tired, distracted. You remember 47 other things you need to do first. This isn't laziness. This is your brain doing its job, conserving energy. But here's the glitch. Your brain can't accurately judge tasks under 2 minutes. When something takes less than 2 minutes, your brain's resistance circuit doesn't activate. It's too small to register as a threat. 1 push-up? Fine. Whatever. Open the book and read 1 paragraph? Sure. Write 1 sentence? Not worth fighting. So you do it. And here's where the magic happens. Once you start, a different psychological force takes over. It's called the Zeigarnik effect. This is a phenomenon discovered by psychologist Bluma Zeigarnik in the 1920s. She noticed that waiters remembered incomplete orders better than completed ones. Why? Because unfinished tasks create psychological tension. Your brain hates leaving things incomplete. So when you do that 1 push-up, your brain says, well, I'm already down here. Might as well do 5 more. When you read 1 paragraph, you think, I'm already in the book. Let me finish this page. The activation energy, the hardest part, is getting started. Once you're moving, continuation becomes 10 times easier. This is the loophole. Make the start so small your brain can't resist it. Part 3. The identity rewrite, how your brain updates itself. Now here's where this gets really interesting. Every action you take is sending your brain evidence about who you are. There's a psychological principle called self-perception theory, discovered by Daryl Bem. It says we don't just act based on who we think we are. We figure out who we are by observing our own actions. Let me say that again. Your brain builds your identity by watching what you do. Think about it. If someone asked you, "Are you a runner?" How would you know? You'd look at your behavior. Do I run? Then yes, I'm a runner. Your brain does the same thing. Every time you do something, your brain files it as evidence. One push-up. Your brain notes, we're the type of person who exercises. Write one sentence? We're a writer. Skip the gym entirely? We're not really a fitness person. Each action is a vote, and your brain counts the votes. Here's the powerful part. Your brain doesn't care about the size of the action. It only cares about the pattern. Doing one push-up every day for a month is more powerful than doing 100 push-ups once. Why? Because 30 days of evidence beats 1 day of intensity. Your brain sees 30 votes for "I'm someone who works out" versus one isolated event. And once your brain updates your identity, behavior becomes automatic. You don't need willpower to do things that match who you are. Smokers don't need willpower to smoke. Writers don't need willpower to write, because it's who they are. The Anti Willpower Method hacks this system. By doing tiny actions daily, you rewrite your identity. And once your identity shifts, the hard stuff becomes easy. Part 4. The dopamine gaming strategy. Let's talk brain chemistry. Every time you complete something, anything, your brain releases a small hit of dopamine. Dopamine is your brain's reward chemical. It makes you feel good and motivates you to repeat the behavior. Here's the problem with big goals. The dopamine payoff is too far away. I want to lose 20 pounds. That's months away. Your brain doesn't get excited about distant rewards. But what if you reframe it? I did my workout today. Boom. Instant dopamine. I wrote my one sentence. Dopamine hit. I skipped the donut. Micro win. Dopamine. This is called the progress principle, researched by Teresa Amabile at Harvard. She found that the single biggest motivator at work isn't money, recognition, or even passion. It's progress. Even small progress. When people feel like they're moving forward, even incrementally, their motivation and happiness skyrocket. The Anti Willpower Method games this system. Instead of waiting months for one big dopamine hit, you get tiny hits every single day. Your brain starts associating your goal with reward, not with suffering. And that changes everything. Here's how to amplify this. Track your micro wins. Get a calendar. Every day you do your tiny action, put an X on that day. This creates a visual chain. After a few days, you'll have a streak, and your brain will become obsessed with not breaking it. This is called the endowment effect. Once you have something, you hate losing it. You're literally hacking your own dopamine system to make discipline feel good. Part 5. The Anti-Zero-Day Protocol, your implementation system. All right, enough theory. Let's make this actionable. Here's how you implement the Anti-Willpower Method. Step 1. Pick one goal. Don't try to change your whole life at once. That drains willpower. Pick the one thing that matters most right now. Fitness? Writing? Learning a skill? Pick one. Step 2. Define your 2-minute action. What's the absolute smallest version of this goal? Something so easy it feels almost stupid. Don't say work out for an hour. Say do one push-up. Don't say write 1,000 words. Say write one sentence. Don't say study for 2 hours. Say open the book and read one paragraph. This is your minimum viable action, the thing you'll do no matter what. Step 3. The non-negotiable rule. Here's the only rule. No 0 days. Every single day, you do your 2-minute action. No excuses. No, I'll do extra tomorrow. Sick? One push-up. Traveling? One sentence. Exhausted? One paragraph. The goal isn't intensity. The goal is never hitting 0. Step 4. Allow natural expansion. Here's the beautiful part. Most days, you'll do more than the minimum. Why? Because once you start, the Zeigarnik effect kicks in. That one push-up becomes 10. That one sentence becomes a paragraph. But you don't force it. You let it happen naturally. Some days you'll only do the minimum. And that's perfect. Because you kept the streak alive. You sent your brain the evidence. You got your dopamine hit. Step 5. Track and protect your streak. Get a physical calendar or use an app. Mark every day you do your action. After a week, you'll have 7 marks. After a month, 30. Your brain will become obsessed with protecting this streak. This is loss aversion in action. You'll do your one push-up just to avoid breaking the chain.
Part 6. The psychological shift. What happens next? Here's what happens when you follow this system. Week 1. Feels easy. Almost too easy. You're tempted to do more, but stick to the minimum. You're building the habit, not chasing results. Week 2. The streak becomes important. You start doing your action without thinking about it. It's becoming automatic. Week 3 to 4. Your identity starts shifting. You catch yourself thinking, I'm someone who works out daily, or I'm a writer. Your brain has updated its files. Month 2 to 3. Most days you naturally do more than the minimum, but you never feel pressure. The habit is locked in. You don't need willpower anymore. Month 6. You look back and realize you've accomplished more with tiny daily actions than you ever did with massive bursts of motivation. This isn't about being perfect. This isn't about grinding yourself into dust. This is about psychological consistency, about manipulating your brain's natural systems instead of fighting them.